August 4th, Ethereum. We have a new moon coming up, and we're going to be getting Mercury retrograding over the Ethereum, Venus, and Jupiter. Welcome back to the Crypto Astro channel. I'm also going to be giving some updates on the Ethereum ETFs, inflows, and outflows. On this channel, I bring radical, innovative new approach to crypto analysis, combining technical analysis with astrology. I'll give my predictions at the end, although this is very difficult to predict at this moment. Please use caution in the comments below, as there are many spam bots that are promoting false crypto projects, so please ignore those. None of this content is financial or investment advice. This content is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. So, Ethereum is dumping quite a bit. It's not looking good, to be honest. So we are all the way down here. Make this a little bit more clear on what's going on. We have been dumping massively. So we will talk more about what could be going on here. But let's take a look really quick at one of my past Ethereum videos about the Ethereum ETFs to show you, the accuracy on this channel, and just to show you what's to come if you haven't already subscribed to this channel. Here is a bit more what you can get. Okay. Neptune retrograde right here. We're also getting Saturn retrograde at the same time. This has literally potentially caused a big fall off in the crypto markets. As you know, crypto markets are really how do you say, the canary in the coal mine. So we've already seen crypto markets fall off. Could that be a preview into what's to come for the macro? Perhaps the macro is going to dump at some point here. So this was earlier back in July, I believe, when I made this video, just to note that. This is when Saturn and Neptune had just gone retrograde, and these are what I was talking about in terms of the energies and how it might affect the markets. Then we're going to have Mars coming up to conjunct Uranus and Algol, and this could potentially bring explosive, unpredictable events on the world stage that could easily affect the crypto markets and bring a lot of volatility, a lot of unpredictability. So that's really, really critical and important to be aware of. So what we did have with that is within 2 days of that astrological transit, we had what happened with the Trump rally. Okay, there was that attempted, that happened on that day. So that was definitely shocking. The interesting thing is that crypto pumped around then. I did say there's going to be a lot of volatility. It did take longer than I expected, but we are now getting that major correction, it seems, about a week after that. Now, when I look at the Ethereum astrology, Ethereum's in the middle circle here, where the planets are in the sky right now physically, from the point of view from the Earth, is in the outside circle here. So one thing that's really important here is we're going to be getting a very positive aspect very soon. Uranus trining the Ethereum moon here. So imagine a line from here to here, and that's very positive, and we're going to be getting that. Let me find the exact. Looks like around July 13th. So coming up very soon. It might not be super. That's pretty good. We could see an Ethereum ETF approval around July 13th. I'd say give or take a week to 2 weeks. All right. I'm not saying it's going to be extremely right on the day. It certainly could. So what I was talking about is when the Ethereum ETFs go live, and it did happen a bit after that, as you can be aware, around July 23rd. Could happen. That would be pretty amazing. I could see this happening realistically. We then have this nasty Mars conjuncting Uranus, and then we could see a big dump in the markets right after that. So that's kind of that's kind of how markets go. It's like buy the rumor, sell the news. Is this going to be a sell the news event? All right, so is this going to be a sell the news event? Very interesting. So we'll talk more about this. But as you can see in the charts here, we have fallen off quite a lot. We're rebounding a tiny bit, but if you look at these two descending trend lines here, so far we're not seeing any bullish price action. I made a 50% Fibonacci from the peak to the bottom here. So Ethereum fell all the way to 3,085. It fell below 3,100. I had some stop losses around 3,200. I wasn't thinking I didn't want to go below that. So I sold a little bit just to yeah, take some risk off the table, because this has dropped way more than I'm liking. But we'll see if there's going to be a rebound. There could be. I mean, anything's possible in crypto. This is the most volatile market, so can't say I know exactly what's going to happen in the next hour or the next day. So right now it's looking obviously very bearish. So we just fell off, and I'm talking about the short term. And so I took a 50% level to 50% just from this very recent dump when I started to see a little bit of, well, actually, let me change this a little bit. Let's take it to the peak of this trend line that we're seeing there. So we're still in a bearish position. Yeah, so this is only the price action today. We're still below the 50% level. So the 50% was at 31.39. We're still sitting below that. So typically whatever's down in this area is bearish, and we want to see it get up here, but then we want to start seeing it making some higher lows and higher highs like that if we want to get out of the woods. Okay, so we're still under the 50% level there, so not super great, but we're getting close. We'll see if it can get above the 50% level and start, yeah, getting that more bullish momentum. If we scan out more, and I'll clean this up. This is what we're seeing. So yeah, we did not want to see this dump. However, I mean, one interesting thing is we did see a dump like this back in around March 20th of this year. And it did dump to these levels where we're at right now, and it did rebound. But it attempted to retrace again, but before falling back off again. So that wasn't necessarily a very sustainable move. Anyways, so we're clearly seeing a lot of volatility right now. So where is this coming from? Well, I did a bit of digging here, and I found Ethereum spot ETF net inflows for the last few days, or I guess a couple days. So the first day, it looks like we were getting all these inflows from all these ETFs. However, take a look at this. Look at this major red here. For the Ethereum Grayscale Ethereum Trust Fund, which turned into an ETF, I believe. I think because I'm not an expert at this, but I believe because the fees are so high, this is much higher than the fees of these other ETFs. There's a tremendous amount of selling out of the Grayscale Ethereum ETF. So there's 140K yesterday and then 93K today. And so today the net outflows, or the net inflows, was negative 38K. Yesterday it was a bit better. It was 31K. But the fact that we're getting these massive outflows of the Grayscale Ethereum ETF is really pushing the Ethereum price down. So yeah, tricky, very tricky here. I'm not sure how long this is going to last, but it could last. I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know, actually. So we just got to pay attention at these charts and stay updated with this. All right, so let's take a look at how strong Ethereum is holding up compared to, let's say, Bitcoin. Well, if we bring this out, yeah, we just seen a massive rejection, so that's not looking good at all. You know what I was hoping for more bullish action was to see something like this, but it looks like we're going in the opposite direction. We have just fallen off. So Ethereum is losing a tremendous amount of value versus Bitcoin. So unless we immediately come back up here and do that, that's not looking so good at all. Bitcoin is outperforming Ethereum the last 24 hours quite a lot. Let's look at Ethereum versus Solana. Not too much is going on here, but Ethereum is quite low. There is a potential trend line here if we connect these. There's a glimmer of hope if Ethereum continues up on that trend line, but who knows how long it's going to take to break out. Okay, and if we look at the further out, let's take that off. A lot depends on the weekly close. We're going to get that on the 29th. So we still have 4 more days to recover from this. It's possible. We'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see. All right, the 2 month is actually not looking super bad. All right, so there's definitely some caution, but it's short-term caution here. Next levels of support are potentially, potentially 2,900. Because we've already kind of missed these levels of support, around 3,300, 3,200. We've already broken through those. We'll see how long that lasts. But yeah, if we continue downwards, it could be around 2,900, and we have to hold that. If we're unable to hold, really the lowest we can go is 28, a little bit above 2,800. That'll be the lowest, but we really want to bounce super hard off of that. Okay. What else? Okay, let's look at this Ethereum astrology, shall we? And I'll see if there's any comments here. Okay, we are getting some comments. Market dumping hard. I thought we were expecting pumps by 26th of July on ETH. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not necessarily expecting that. I'm expecting a lot of volatility. Yeah, the market is absolutely hard to predict, guys. This is crypto, okay? It's extremely volatile, okay? This is normal, honestly. Oh, I see what you guys are saying. So yeah, Trump is going to have he's going to talk at the Bitcoin conference on the 27th. We still have a couple more days. The only thing is I believe that's already priced in. But maybe some of it depends on what he's going to say there, but could that be a pump and dump event? I think that's already priced into the market. The market already knows that he is speaking at that conference, and that could be why we already got those pumps last week. Really, yeah. So will Mercury retrograde in August and eclipse season in September bring the market down further and offer an opportunity to accumulate in the right altcoins? That's certainly possible. Definitely possible, because the macro could be going down, I'd say around September. Yeah, particularly. So in that case, if the macro is going down, it's going to take crypto down with it, and could be great. That's what I'm thinking. I can't give financial advice, but I'm thinking great buy opportunities. Down till October, November, December. I don't know about that. We might get some more bullish momentum in November, December, I would say. That's what I'm thinking. Shall we look at the astrology? We're not looking at Solana. We're looking at Ethereum. So if we go to August 4th, when we're getting the new moon, if we go to this, so then it's at 12 degrees. Right before that, it looks like we are getting a bit of a bullish Jupiter sextile Ethereum Mercury. Let me go a day before. Yeah, so Jupiter is going to be at 14 degrees. The Ethereum Mercury is at 14 degrees, so we're getting a nice sextile. That is nice, but could that mark a local peak in Ethereum? Because, the concerning thing is we then get this new moon, which could mark a market peak right here, and then right after that, take a look at Mercury. Mercury goes red, which means it's going to go retrograde. And then it's going to retrograde. Take a look at Mercury. It's going to move backwards, and it's going to go right over the Ethereum Venus. And then it's going to go right over the Ethereum Jupiter. There's a small chance that could be bullish, but the fact that it's retrograde is concerning. We're getting the new moon right before that. We are getting some positive aspects, but Mercury retrograde is typically a damper on the markets. Typically, we see sideways action.
lots of volatility or even a dump. And the fact that we're then, once Mercury continues retrograding, we're then going to be getting Jupiter squaring Saturn. That's concerning because we could see more conflicts in the world. I believe we're going to see the Democratic Convention, and there could be a lot of chaos with that. The astrology is not looking good for that convention, and we could even see crazy world events. Regarding control versus freedom, so the old systems and structures are probably going to continue to fight to control more, while there is also going to be an opposing force that wants more freedom because Jupiter wants freedom. It's also potentially going to be an informational, intellectual battle because it's in Gemini. And then Saturn being in Pisces, this could get really messy and emotional. Could be heightened emotions. Could be lots of ridiculous things being said. Pisces kind of is kind of up in the clouds. A lot of delusional things. So be aware on that. And we also don't want to be delusional in the crypto markets. We don't want to get caught up in crazy ideas. I'm not sure exactly what people are thinking right now, but yeah, this astrology is not looking good the second half of August. So I'll just say that. Not looking so great. So we got to be mentally, emotionally prepared for that. But in the meantime, we'll see what happens in the next week. It's going to be very interesting where we get the weekly close for Ethereum here. So we have till about, July 29th for that weekly close. Slight good news is we're still above, we're still on this trend line. So if we bounce at this level, there could be a little bit of hope. But a lot depends on these Ethereum ETFs, how much outflows are going to continue from this grayscale Ethereum ETF. Okay, so we go back to the minute by minute here. We are seeing a little bit of a rebound. That's looking, there's a glimmer of hope. It's starting to bounce a little bit there. So we'll see what happens. We're sitting above the 50% now, but this is very short term. We'll see if we get a rejection off of this trend line or if we continue higher. Okay, well, thank you everybody for tuning in. Definitely subscribe if you want to see more epic videos like this. We get live comments if you're tuning in live. Yeah, so we could get a bullish end of the year. Not put anything. Maybe it's a good opportunity now. Yeah, so make your own financial decisions. I can't say anything about that. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. And I'll have much more videos coming up soon. I just had a Solana video live yesterday, so check that out. Be having more Bitcoin and a NASDAQ and astrology video. It's going to be really interesting, getting some really good comments about some people want me to look more at the macro, the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, NVIDIA. I'll also be looking at Tesla and, of course, Bitcoin and crypto. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.